第1回戦、HANAKO vs シーマ。HANAKO、参りましょう。大きな声で Everybody say って言ったらビートボックス、大きな声でお願いします。Everybody say!
Alright, so we got Hanako here first. So I've seen a little bit of this guy and previously, mostly just lead-ups actually to this competition here, like his wild card, his seeding round. Something a little bit before this as well. I think it was just like a random video on his YouTube channel, I believe. I think it was a cover of Deadmau5, I think. Or maybe that was for this competition. I can't remember. A lot of stuff going on right now, so it's hard to remember everything. But yeah, this guy's very good. He's also very young. I think someone said he's in middle school, so I imagine he's only been looping for like a year or two at most. So I think this guy has a very, very bright future in the looping scene. This is actually the first time I've ever seen him. No. I remember something now. He competed at another event as well. Was it Beat City Japan, I think? Or JLC All-Star? No. Japan All-Star or something like that. I think that's what it was called in the Loopstation category. I can't remember who he battled in the semifinals or the quarterfinals. But yeah, he had a very good showing there. So that was the first time I ever seen him compete live, and I remember that he performed very, very well. His style was really good. Right here, this round in particular is definitely not what I'm used to hearing from him. A little bit different at a left field, trying something new, I guess. But yeah, this guy, he's very good. I think like if he remains in the Loopstation scene in terms of like the battle scene, I think that we'll be seeing him on top very shortly. Because he's already very good, so it's very promising, I think. So this first round was pretty solid. I like the raw beatboxing portion. I thought it added a lot of charm to the routine itself. The drop was pretty satisfying as well. Yeah, overall just a very solid first round from Hanako. So we got SiMA up here, which I'm not too familiar with outside of his stuff leading into this competition. I haven't seen as much of him as I have of Hanako, so don't really know what to expect from SiMA here. So let's see what he came in with.
ではここSiMA参りましょう。大きな声でお願いします。Everybody say!
My life, my life. Only one じゃなくて、ナンバーワン目指して、一音、一音、吐いてる。そうやって何百回もライブをして今日ここにたどり着きました。JRC! 今日もナンバーワン目指してます。島です。よろしくお願いします。
All right, so that was SiMA. That his first round. Unfortunately for me, I don't speak Japanese, so I didn't understand a single word that he said. The lyrics and the end part, something about number one being number one or someone being number one. I'm not sure. If someone wants to, they can translate everything or just that portion at the end for me. Might be a tall task, but you know, it would be really nice to have a little bit more context from me as to what he actually said there. But putting that aside, the track played out very It's like a musically oriented track. I don't know if it was an original track or a cover. I'm unsure. Obviously, when you come in with original stuff, it definitely adds more to the decision of the judges, obviously, because they value that a little bit more. So I don't know if it was a cover or not. But yeah, I thought it was a pretty solid overall track. I think that the mixing was a little bit off at times, especially when the vocals came in. It was drowned out a little bit. But other than that, I thought it was pretty solid. Again, I didn't understand what he was saying, so I can't really comment on that. So yeah, I think the first rounds are pretty close. I think I like what Hanako did a little bit more. I just had a little bit more charm to it, I think. A little bit more in my kind of style of looping. But I think it was pretty close. It's too hard. It was too close and hard to say who won the first round for me. So yeah, this is going to come down to the second rounds again. So let's see what Hanako came in with.
さあ、そしたら2ラウンド目、花子参ります。大丈夫かな？大丈夫。OK。それではまた大きな声でお願いします。参りましょう。Everybody say!
Everybody say Hanako! Hanako! Hanako!
Oh no. Oh no. You got cut off there. Oh man. I like that second drop. It did come out of nowhere. I felt like it didn't really match everything else he did, but I think that was mainly because he didn't have the time to build it up properly. And it just kind of like came out of nowhere, unfortunately, because he had a time constraint, I think. But yeah, that was a pretty solid round there from Hanako. Very interesting. Watching him create that, I just didn't expect what actually came out of it. Yeah, that was pretty interesting. That first drop, I didn't really hear anything like that before. I wish that he didn't. I think it was like I think he was going for like the laser sounds. I wish that he didn't dampen them enough because I felt like they weren't full enough. I think it would have added a lot more if they were a little bit like sharper and more pronounced. I think, but other than that, I really like this round. It was very creative, and again, unfortunately, he ran out of time there. I like what he was. I like where he was headed with that, and like hearing that little very small snippet of that second drop there. I think if he actually had like proper amount of time to actually develop that, it would have sounded amazing. I think, but that's what I'm talking about, man. Like Hanako is very good. I think like he'll be a dominant force in a couple of years if he continues to battle. Because yeah, that kind of style is just a killer kind of style, and he's like that good already after only looping for like what I'd assume like a year or two maybe. Yeah, that's absolutely killer. So, all right, solid second round from Hanako. Let's see what SiMA came in with.
余韻に浸ってますが、またやばいの聞けるから大きな声でお願いします。参りましょう。Everybody say!
All right, so we got SiMA here, his second round. Yeah, it's really interesting because I don't see many people construct like their drums in a way like he did here. His was like more raw beatboxing for his drums, right? Like, 'cause traditionally I found that most of the time when people add in their drums, they do it sound by sound and they kind of like layer it over each other, right? So I guess like they do it that way because it makes it more crisp, I guess, and like sound better because like you're focusing more on individual sound rather than like trying to do one take of like a complex, well, not like semi-complex drum beat, right? So he decided to go that way. It actually added a lot more like raw kind of like charm to it, kind of like we saw with Hanako's first round. So yeah, I really appreciate that. Like you don't really like when it comes to Loopstation, especially like MK2 and even more so when you're adding multiple devices. Like obviously most of the stuff is like created with your mouth, but there's so many like effects and like and whatnot like added on top of it. Like you kind of lose that like raw beatbox or just like the beatbox aspect of Loopstation. Like nowadays Loopstation like it is beatbox, but it isn't at the same time, right? Which is like it's fine. It is what it is. It's meant to be that way. But like when someone kind of comes in with this kind of style, it just kind of reminds you, right, of like what Loopstation used to be in like its early origins, right? But yeah, I really appreciate that from him there. I thought that he won the second round there for sure. He was a lot more clean. He was pretty creative. Also, Hanako was very creative in his round, but I just think that Hanako's second round, they had that big issue of like the time constraint, didn't have enough time to develop it further. The ending kind of like showed that, and I thought the first rounds were pretty close. I didn't really have a decisive winner of the first rounds, but I think SiMA won the second round for me, so I'd have to give this battle to SiMA at the end of the day. I'm going to guess probably a 3-0 for SiMA, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's a 2-1 as well, because I think Hanako's like creativity definitely shined for sure in the battle. But I think I'd give this battle to SiMA.
さあ今決勝戦が終わったってことで大丈夫かな。もうそういうことでいいよね。そうもう決勝戦って言っててかもうもう完成度が別のベクトルで最高すぎてもう後ろ見てくださいさあそんな3人同じポーズすることある。ただジャッジには決めてもらわないといけません。それではこのバトルの勝者を決めようと思います。3、2、1ジャッジで上げてください。お願いします。それでは勝者を決めましょう。3、2、1ジャッジ。SiMA! Hanako にも大きな拍手お願いします。
Alright, so we did have a 3-0 there for SiMA. Not overly too surprised. I thought that second round there was definitely the determining factor of that battle. For sure. So, yeah. I like that kind of style. It'll be interesting to see what he can kind of bring to the table in the semifinals. I don't know who he's battling yet. I don't really know any of the results here for this competition, so I'm kind of going in blind, which is, not a very normal thing for me. I usually get spoiled ahead of time, a lot of the time, and sometimes I just actively go out and seek results because I know it's going to happen anyway, but I'm actually going in blind here, so yeah, I don't know who he's going to battle. Or actually, the first battle was no, this was the first battle. The second battle was Mahiro and Impotence, so I guess it would be Mahiro, right? If it is, that's a really tough matchup there. I don't think anybody wants to battle Mahiro after seeing what he did against Impotence in the first round. Even though I did give that battle to Impotence, Mahiro was very, very scary in that battle. His kind of style was just very overwhelming and powerful. So if he is battling Mahiro, God, I wish him the best of luck here. That's a really tough matchup for anybody here. So, but yeah, that's it for the second battle here. Not sure who we have next up. not really too familiar with a lot of people in this competition, so like their names are kind of like passing me. I think we got Tooney's battle up last against someone named Rudy, I believe, which is someone else who I'm not very familiar with. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see these people because it's going to be relatively unknown for me, and it's always pretty exciting for me to watch people, maybe not for the first time, but you know, that I'm not really used to listening to kind of like see what they're all about on the Loopstation, right? See what their kind of style is and what they bring to the table. So anyway, if you guys enjoyed the video here, links in the description to the original video. Go check out Japanese Loopstation community, Japan Loopstation community. Links in the description to their channel as well. If you want to support me though, leave a like on this video, sub to my channel. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next beatbox reaction video.